Welcome, everyone. Our presentation is titled Neurodivergence and Disability Rights, Rethinking Autism Through Justice. Today, we'll explore how autism fits within the broader neurodiversity movement and disability rights framework. We'll challenge the notion that autism is a deficit and discuss how social workers can help build systems that honor neurodivergent identities. Introduction and definition. The term neurodivergence refers to natural differences in how human brains process information, communicate, and experience the world. This includes autism, ADHD, dyslexia, and more. Autism is a developmental difference that affects social, communication, and sensory processing. Historically, society treated autism as a medical disorder to cure. However, disability scholars like Fine and Ash, 1988, and Shakespeare, 2006, encourage us to see neurodiversity as part of a human variation, just as we value cultural or gender diversity. Understanding autism this way moves us from a medical to a social and human rights perspective, which is essential for equitable practice. The social problem. People with autism face discrimination rooted in ableism, the belief that non-disabled ways of thinking or behaving are superior. This manifests through school segregation, underemployment, and stigma about sensory or behavioral differences. When people are excluded or misunderstood, it's not autism that disables them, it is the lack of accommodation and acceptance. Morris 1997 reminds us that true empowerment requires structural change, not charity. Our social systems often frame autistic behavior as challenging, when in reality the challenge lies in environments unwilling to adapt. Stakeholders. The most important stakeholders are people with autism themselves. Their lived experience must lead advocacy. Families and caregivers play vital roles in daily support and advocacy. Educators, employers, and healthcare providers influence inclusion and opportunity. Policymakers and advocacy groups, such as the Autistic Self-Advocacy Network, help shape laws and awareness. Lastly, society at large benefits when we design accessible communities. Inclusion sparks innovation, empathy, and stronger social bonds. Why it matters to society. According to the CDC 2023, 1 in 36 children in the US is identified with autism. When supports are lacking, people with autism face higher risks of unemployment, poverty, and mental health challenges. Beyond the human cost, exclusion leads to a loss of talents. Many people with autism excel in areas such as technology, art, and problem solving. Scotch 1989 argues that societies thrive when they remove barriers so everyone can contribute. Inclusion is not only a moral issue, but also a social and economic investment. Social work profession and code of ethics. The NASW Code of Ethics 2018 calls us to uphold dignity and worth, pursue social justice, and strengthen human relationships. In practice, this means confronting ableism wherever it appears: schools, workplaces, or service delivery systems. Social workers can advocate for inclusive educational and employment policies, educate others on neurodiversity affirming practices, create safe, strength-based spaces for clients with autism, By doing so, we live out our ethical commitment to equity and respect for all forms of difference. Policy and activism needs. Legislation such as the IDEA and the ADA mark progress in disability rights, but major gaps remain. Services for adults with autism are inconsistent. Many lose structured supports after high school due to lack of knowledge of rehabilitation, supported employment, or college-based supports, to name a few. Biases within the criminal justice system lead to dangerous misunderstandings of autistic behavior. In New York, Be Heard is a group of licensed mental health professionals deployed alongside law enforcement during moments of crisis, but their response time is between 1 to 3 hours. Oliver, 1990, emphasizes that disability is political. It reflects power structures. Future policy must be co-created with autistic voices to ensure programs are responsive and equitable. Social activism strategies. Activism must embody the principle, nothing about us without us. We should elevate autistic self-advocates in leadership, research, and policy making. Public campaigns can challenge stereotypes and celebrate neurodivergent achievements. Connecting autism advocacy to broader disability justice movements builds solidarity. When we fight for accessibility for one group, we create inclusion for all. Social workers can bridge communities, helping translate activism into sustainable policy change. Connection to course themes. Our course explores themes of loneliness, belonging, duality, and spirituality. Many people with autism experience profound loneliness due to social exclusion, yet they also cultivate deep meaning and creativity within their difference. The dual nature of man appears here. Autism may bring challenges, but also exceptional gifts in focus, empathy, or perception. Spiritually, families often discover resilience and acceptance through understanding neurodiversity. These experiences echo our discussions of human purpose, suffering, and the search for connection. Conclusion and call to action. To close, neurodivergence is a natural part of human diversity. Autism rights are disability rights and ultimately human rights. Social workers have the responsibility to amplify autistic voices, promote inclusion across systems, and challenge ableist structures that limit opportunity. Our call to action is to replace pity with partnership and silence with advocacy. By seeing difference as strength, we help create a society where everyone belongs. Here are the key works that informed our presentation. Scholars such as Fine and Ash, Morris, Scotch, and Oliver shaped the disability rights conversation, while Silverman's Neurotribes highlights the modern neurodiversity movement. Together, they remind us that justice begins with recognizing value in every mind. Thanks for watching.